So before we get started, so at the bottom of your paper, you have that big blank spot. That's where we have one definition we need to write down. And that definition is for the word zero pair. Zero pair. So that is the word. You can underline it to show it's a vocab word. Zero pair. A zero pair is when you have one positive. When you have one positive. This is down underneath your notes. So I'm down underneath the block where it says 0 plus -7. It says zero pair. We're just going to add a definition. So zero pair. When you have one positive and one negative, so when you have one positive and one negative, they cancel each other out. So when you have one positive and one negative, they cancel each other out. Last thing you need to write, and equal 0. So when you have one positive and one negative, they cancel each other out and equal 0. Oh, you've learned it? Cool.
I haven't. Just the double.
Okay. So when you have one positive and one negative, they cancel each other out and equal 0. This is going to be important as we get into our adding with our positives and negatives. Okay. I'm going to erase it in just a second so I can move on and show you on the board. So anyone need more time to copy that? Okay. All right, so we'll have that definition to refer back to. And what we're going to do is we are going to use our color tiles to help us solve some problems. Now, I'm going to start with one that is similar to how you learned how to add back when you were in kindergarten. And I know this because my little boy's in kindergarten. When he's learning to add, he'll say, "Oh, Mom, 2 plus 4 is 6. And I'm like, "Oh, how did you know that?" Because he'll get 2 things and 4 things and he'll count them all up, right? And he knows that that's 6. That's similar to what you can do on this first problem. So what I want you to do is we're going to make a key. Oh, I actually made the key already on the board. Our red color tiles are going to be our positive numbers. Our yellow color tiles are going to be our negative numbers. Okay? So that is what we're going to use as we're doing this today. All right. So first thing you're going to do is your first problem says -4 plus -4, correct? So what I want you to do is line up -4. So you're going to do 4 yellows in a row. -4. And then it says plus -4. So underneath it, I'm going to put another row of -4. Okay. So I've got -4 plus -4. So remember when you're adding things and they're all the same and you're adding them up, how would I figure out how many total that I have, Carlito? So I've got 4 up here and 4 down here. How could I figure out how many total? I just add them together. I just count them up, right? I've got 4 here, 4 here. That makes 8 of them, correct? But what color are my 8 of them? They're yellow. And yellow is what? Negative. So I actually have 8 negatives here, okay? So my answer at the top of my paper, I'm going to scoot mine down. When I have a -4 plus a -4, I end up getting 8 of them, but they're negative. So over here where it has my answer, I'm going to put -8.